Welcome to the Global Update channel, your reliable source for worldwide news. Today, we delve into a recent event that took center stage in Washington, D.C., the massive protest against the war in Gaza. This noteworthy demonstration coincided with the visit of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, stirring emotions and sparking widespread attention. From the outpouring of public sentiment to the political ramifications, we're about to unravel the threads of this significant occurrence. Stay tuned to uncover the chronology of this monumental event. The day started with thousands of protesters converging in Washington, D.C., a sea of humanity, a diverse crowd, all united under a single cause. Their aim? To voice their dissatisfaction, their concerns, their fears for the ongoing conflict in Gaza. Among the sea of people were Palestinian Americans, Jewish Americans, artists, students, and more. Each person there, a unique story, a unique perspective, yet sharing a common thread, a call for peace, a call for change. The air was thick with anticipation, with resolve, as the crowd grew larger, their voices growing louder. Palestinian flags fluttered in the wind, a bold display of solidarity, a symbol of their cause. Signs hoisted high, bearing messages of criticism against U.S. support for Israel. A critique not just of policy, but of the human cost of conflict. A plea for the powers that be to take notice, to take action. The atmosphere was initially peaceful, a testament to the power of peaceful protest. Each chant, each march, each sign, a beacon of hope, a testament to the human spirit's resilience in the face of adversity. It was a gathering not of aggression, but of expression, a platform to voice their grievances, their demands, their hopes for a better tomorrow. But as the day wore on, the initial tranquility of the gathering started to waver. Tensions began to rise, a sense of unease creeping into the proceedings. As the day progressed, the peaceful gathering began to take a different turn. Tensions escalated as protesters began their march towards the Capitol. The air was thick with chants of "Free, Free Palestine," a rallying cry that echoed through the streets of Washington. This wasn't just a gathering anymore, it was a movement, a collective call to action. The demonstrators, in their thousands, moved as one, a sea of resolve that wasn't about to be ignored. As the protesters advanced, they took over the streets, blocking traffic and causing gridlock. It was a bold move, a statement of intent that they were here to be seen, to be heard. But this act of civil disobedience didn't sit well with everyone. The police responded, their patience seemingly at an end. Pepper spray filled the air, a stinging rebuke to the protesters' defiance. But the demonstrators held their ground, their resolve undiminished by the police's response. The scene turned chaotic as clashes erupted between the police and protesters. It was a stark contrast to the peaceful gathering that had begun earlier in the day. The situation was quickly spiraling out of control. Amid the chaos, acts of vandalism were reported. An American flag, a symbol of the country that many of the protesters felt had betrayed them, was set ablaze. It was a shocking sight, a provocative act that only served to intensify the standoff. The situation reached a boiling point, leading to a number of arrests. Despite the escalating tension, the protesters remained undeterred, their message clear. They were here to demand change and they wouldn't be silenced. The protest culminated in 23 arrests, and a city left to grapple with the aftermath. A day that began with chants of "Free, Free Palestine" ended with clouds of tear gas, a burnt American flag, and a city divided. The streets of Washington were filled with remnants of the day's events, a stark reminder of the escalating tensions over the Israel-Gaza conflict. Political leaders from both sides of the aisle were swift in their response. Condemnations rained down on the protesters, with accusations of property vandalism and inflaming tensions. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu himself pointed a finger at Iran, suggesting the protesters were puppets funded by a foreign power. Yet, amidst the chaos and criticism, the diversity of sentiments expressed by the protesters paints a complex picture. There was outrage, certainly, over the conflict's devastating impact on Palestinian families. There were calls for a ceasefire, for an end to U.S. support for Israel, for the release of hostages held by Hamas, but there were also pleas for intervention, for political leaders to step up and take decisive action. Among the protesters, Palestinian Americans stood shoulder to shoulder with Jewish Americans, united in their call for peace. Artists used their talents to express their demands, turning the streets into a canvas of protest. There was even a contingent of Hasidic Jews, a testament to the diversity of voices demanding change. As the dust settles, the city is left pondering the impact of the protest and what it signifies for the ongoing Israel-Gaza conflict. They're left with the echoes of chants, the remnants of signs, and the memory of a day when thousands took to the streets to voice their dissent. Washington, a city no stranger to protests, must now grapple with the aftermath of a day marked by unity, division, and a call for change. In the wake of this massive protest, questions about the future of the Israel-Gaza conflict remain. Thousands poured into Washington's streets, united in their dissent, yet reflecting a broad spectrum of sentiments. From Palestinian Americans to Jewish Americans, from artists to activists, the city was awash with a sea of faces, each bearing a message of their own. The scale of the protest was monumental, a testament to the gravity of the situation and the depth of the public's feelings. Demonstrators marched, chanted, and made their demands known, their voices echoing off the city's buildings and bouncing back to them in the form of tear gas and pepper spray. The protest was not just against the ongoing war in Gaza or Netanyahu's policies, but also against the United States' support for Israel. This event has shone a spotlight on the contentious issue of US-Israel relations, bringing it to the forefront of public discourse. The implications of this protest are far-reaching. It has ignited discussions about the Israel-Gaza conflict, US foreign policy, and the role of public protest in democratic societies. It has shown that the voices of the people can be powerful, that they can demand attention, and that they can question the actions of their leaders. Thank you for tuning in to Global Update. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below to stay updated on worldwide events. See you in the next update. Bye.